Morning, Jules here. Welcome to my channel. So we're back with a back to basics. So what we're doing in this back to basics is we're making kind of a lap book. Now what I've done from the last time, I've put that hinge on. You saw me put this hinge on. No, you saw me put this hinge on, and I've covered that bit and I've put the pages in and I've just glued them. And as you can see, they cascade open. Now because I used 180 GSM card for the hinges, they are a little bit stiff, but once you get things put on them, they kind of become more malleable. This is the Rustic and Grunge Valentine's. Now I've also put a bit of black card over there. I haven't put any over here, so this is what we're working on today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pages in, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend these over and give them a wee squish down, and then you can see. And the reason the pages cascade open, as you can see, you know, that cascades, so obviously the pages, and normally I would use probably about 160 GSM at the most on this spine, but I wanted it to be craft card. So I've got my pages, I've got them all in the order that I want them, and I've got a grungy one, a rustic one, and so on, like that. And there's 8 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them in. Now normally I would just use glue on this and then stitch them. However, I'm not going to be able to stitch them, not by machine anyway, so I'm putting a thin strip of double-sided sticky tape, and all this does is it just grips the page for me. I will still be using glue. That wasn't very clever, Julie. Right, and I'm putting it kind of up the top end of the fin. And while I'm doing this, this is helping the sort of like the flexibility of the fin as well. So that's that. Now the reason I'm showing you this way is because I'm constantly asked about you know, how do I get my journal pages to cascade open, and this is it. But as I've said in the past, normally I have 1/2 inch spines, but I have 1/4 of an inch in the valley, so I would do 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch when I'm scoring it, and that gives me the space. So we'll put that there, and we'll start with the first one. And I'm just going to stand up for this. Now the page is slightly bigger than the fin, which is fine. So what I'm doing is, I don't want it totally, I don't want the edge of the page totally up to there. But what I'm doing is I'm going to use glue stick. And I'm just making sure that my page, I've got equal amounts there. And I'm just running the glue stick up there, running it along here and here. And I'll take off my that, press that down there, and if you want you can do that first, then do your glue stick. I'm just going to give it another bit, and I'm going to go down this edge. Yeah, I don't know whether you can see, I'm just going down this edge, whoops, with glue stick as well. And take off this and fold this over and just put it down and press it down so that the double-sided sticky tape grips the page straight away, and that gives me a chance just to do that like that. So we'll just take that one off. Now that's the one I wanted at the front, is it? No, I'm going to have that one at the front. So I'm going to put one here. So what I'm doing now is I'm just matching my pages up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it down and then do my glue stick. So it's not, and I'm just making sure that I've got about an eighth of half of the eighth of an inch, you know, in the valley fold on my space. And I'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. I might get glue on my desk because I've not got my mat down, and I'm just putting a little bit of glue stick over there as well. And there you can see the page is starting to cascade open. So again, now we'll have this one. Oh dear, I've done this wrong, haven't I? Yeah. We'll have that one. That one's on the front, that one. Just the other right way. Oh dearie me, Julie, you don't have to do some silly things. It's because I'm videoing, I'm concentrating on getting everything right for you guys. I'm not thinking about what I've done. It's something I always do. So as I said, it's kind of, that space there is about half of the eighth of an inch. And then I'm just popping that down so that the sticky bit sticks on there. Take this off. Oh. That's it. Stick that, and stick that. And then stick that down. I should really put them in my bin ready, shouldn't I? silly belly. Okay, so we'll just pick this off. I've got this one again, lining it up with the papers. Making sure I've got the space there. And popping it down like that. I'll lift up my double-sided sticky tape. I'm just running the glue stick so that the edge sort of like runs along the glue end. I don't really want glue stick down here. I just want it where the double-sided sticky tape is, basically. And then fold that over, and you can see how pretty the page is when they're cascaded, and you can put lace and things like that on them. That one. Again, open this up. And if you look at your pages there, you can see and you can see the and then pop that down on there, and that just holds it. And then run the glue stick along that side, along that edge, along that edge, and along this edge. And then pop that over. And just burnishing the glue, you know, the edges of the paper down. If you want, you can just use glue if you don't have double-sided sticky tape. I'm only doing it to make it easier for me because I'm doing this on camera. So I want it to kind of grip straight away so you guys can see. If I had more time, I'd probably do it with just glue. And if you wanted, you could just do it all with double-sided sticky tape, or both, or just glue. It's entirely up to you. It's your project. Yep. Down. again. And as you get more pages in, obviously it's going to lift it up a little bit higher. You're not working on such a flat surface, it's flat-ish. But you get yourself into kind of a momentum where you can just, you know, you just know what you're doing. Sometimes I know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing. And last one, this is the one with the pretty rose on the front. Put them in the bucket. It's a good Scottish word. A bucket is a bin. Took me a wee while when I moved up here way back in the 70s to get used to all these Scottish words. And because I lived in a married quarters, I lived on a naval base, there was lots of different, you know, there was people from really down south, you know, all over UK, so there was like lots of different words that I had to get used to. And there we are. And then what I like to do is I like to open the page and just pop it down. When you close your journal or your lap book, whichever one you want to call it, you've got two separate journals, and eventually they will, you know, they'll flap open whichever way you want. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cover this little bit. Now I've cut a piece, and again I've used the same card for this as what I used on the front, so it's got kind of a brown core, so I'm just inking around it. I have got normal black card and I could have used it, but I'm just using this because I started with it. One of the reasons I'm using this is because I'm going to sand the cover a little bit so it reveals the brown core, and we're going to give it like an oldie, you know, weathered kind of look. But that's for another video. And I'm going to use and I'm putting the brown core down because this card, when you look at it, it has like a black side, a really black side, and it has like a blacky brown side. So I'm putting the blacky brown side down. And then we'll put that, and all I'm doing is I'm just kind of making sure it's level. And we're going to put some pockets on this. Okay. And I'm just going to put paper on this, and I have cut a piece for that. Here it is. I'm not inking around this one. And I'm just getting the glue as close to the edge as possible because I want the edges to stick. And again, you can use double-sided sticky tape on this if you want. And I'm just pulling it into place. And then just so there we are. So when we open it, what I want to have is I want to have some pockets in here. Now I've got the bits that I cut off here. Now these are exactly the same size as them. And that's what I'm going to use. I am going to put thumb notches in, and I'm going to use, if you want to get the middle, the exact middle, just nip it like that. That's your middle. Now I'm hoping that this works, because these punches, I've tried aluminium, oh they are. They're no good at cutting paper, but they're okay at cutting card. And again, I'm going to put them down. And these are just kind of tight pockets. They're nothing, just to slip some bits and pieces in. And I'm just doing a thin line. And just popping that on there. You don't want, you know, too much of a big pocket, because otherwise it'll interfere with your pages sticking down. And what I should have done first was cut the, now that's the same size. So what I want is, I want two pieces just slightly smaller than that. So let me get, we'll do it on this side, then I can see. So I think we'll have it cut there. So let me do that. And it's 6 inches. I'm just cutting the second piece. So I've got two pieces. I'm just putting the two pieces kind of in the middle. In fact, what we'll do is we'll do what I did there. Nip. I've done that. And we'll see if these fit. They should fit. And there we are. I think we need a little bit more off the bottom. So I'll just trim these again. That's better. And I am going to ink round these. And it's just espresso truffle by Mementos I'm using. And this one's getting inked right the way around. Inked, glued. I get my ink and my glue mixed up. And there we are. So there we've got a nice, I'll use this one. And it's a bit wonky, but I'm not bothered. It's a junk journal. It's not a, I would have measured it properly if it had been an album. And that one I got perfect. So as you can see. So again, I'm going to ink around this. And I was thinking of putting some paper, you know, behind that so you could see that, but I've stuck that down. So what I might do is I might do the 2 pockets on here. And put a little strip there. I think I will. So I'm just going to take that in a little bit. And it doesn't matter that this is on the side, and I think this is how you work these things out, that you can, you know, this is a mistake. I should have put the paper down and then I decided against it. But now what I'm doing to there, so you can see, and that just looks as though it's covered in paper. So what we'll do is we'll ink around this. I just heard a car pulling up. I thought it was my husband, but it's not. And I'm putting that up there. Just make sure it's equal with the top. And you know what you can do? You know the bits that you've cut out? You can put them in. So I think we'll use this one because this one's more colourful. I'm not going to ink round it. and I'm giving it a good glue. And I'm just lifting that up a little bit, then that will fit there like that. If you want perfection, which I'm not, then measure it. But when you start measuring, you're kind of going on to sort of like albums and stuff like that when you... And that's one of the reasons I went to junk journals, is because I got fed up of all the measuring and everything. I used to make wedding albums, coffee table books, baby books, military books, you know, just memory albums for lots of occasions, but it was quite tedious. Same way when I used to make wedding stationery. I loved the designing of it, but when it came to doing 200 of the same invitation, it was just a little bit too much. So there we are. So we've got our pockets there and our pocket there, and that's just hidden by that. And again, it's kind of a cascade, so it's kind of secret. So anything, you know, whatever you're using this journal for, you can put little bits of ephemera, photographs, anything in there. So again, I think we'll do a pocket here, but I think we'll do a deeper pocket, and I will measure it this time. So I've just done that a little bit smaller, so I'm just going to measure this. Now this is a new thing for me because I don't normally measure. Right, so it's 1/8 under 6 inches, and it's 2/8 over 4 inches. So I want my piece of paper, and I'm going to put that one on the top, and I want it was 1/8 over, so I want that one 6 inches by just under 6 inches by 4. That bit will go up there like that. And I'm just going to mark this. No, I want the rusty bit on. So I want that, like that, like that. That's the extent of my measuring, even when I'm doing albums. So that then will go like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to put a thumb notch in it, but I'm not going to do my thumb notch. I'm going to do it with my envelope board. And if you don't want to buy an envelope board, you can actually buy, I think, just that punch on its own from We Are Memory Keepers. I know if you look on Temu, you can get a cheap board, and it has that punch with it. Let me do. Okay, that's the middle. And there we have it. So then you just pull that down and you've got that like that. Perfect. So we'll put this on. I'm not going to ink around this. And just standing up. I think that's, I'm just wondering if I should put any lace or... No, I'm not. But I am going to ink around this one because it's going on the pocket. I don't know why, I just... And I've not got a lot of ink on the dauber. And just pulling that down a little bit. I'm just putting it in the middle. Oh. And this black card's great for making photo mats, you know, with photographs, 4x6, 5x7. So you can make photo mats just a little bit bigger than that. But you need your, you know, your white backgrounds. And I'm just pulling that in a little bit. And if I'd wanted to be careful, you know, I could have cut this down, but I haven't. Not that bothered. So there we are. So we've got pockets behind. And if I wanted, I could put pockets in there. I might put, because when you hold this up, you've got 1/8 of an inch, so you have got room to put things in. So I might put like an envelope pocket on one of them, probably on that one, or I might put a pocket for a bookmark on that one. And this one, I think what we'll do is we'll do a waterfall, but that's for another thing. So the next Back to Basics we'll be doing an easy waterfall and a bookmark because it bookmark pocket. It's nice to have a bookmark to go in your your lap book. Now what I want to do is I want to start, see how it's cracked and things like that, and that's fine. I've got little bits of tape stuck to it, which I'm not bothered about. So what I want to do is I want to make these edges look old. So I'm not going to do it all today, but I will start on the front, I think. So this is the front, and all I'm doing, and it's, you can buy coloured cork card, coordinations do it, and basically this is all it is. Oh, my bracelet's clicking on it, and it just gives it that old look. And although this isn't good for albums and things like that, it's good for journals. And then if we fold that in, and yeah, it's cracked a little bit there, but that's fine. Because what it is this card is coated, it's not dyed. So when a card's coated, it's the coating that cracks. I think the postman's my dog's been poorly for a couple of days, so she stays quiet, you know, she doesn't bark when the postman comes. But obviously she's feeling a lot better today. And I'm just closing that up. And as you can see it's starting to look old. And what I am going to do is I'm going to put some, I've got some, I don't know what they'll be like. They're sticky corners. I've got some metal corners, but I'm going to have a go and see what they look like. And I'll make it look like an old rustic kind of well-used book to sit in an encyclopedia, sit in a bookcase. This probably would be good at Halloween as well, you know, if you're making, I don't do Halloween, I've never been a fan of Halloween. My kids were, but I don't like anything that goes bump in the night. So I don't do Halloween kits, I don't do Halloween journals. And then on this side, then you can use fine grade sandpaper. I have got some somewhere. Let me have a look. Here. I think this is a little bit coarser than what I would normally use, but we'll have a look. Yeah, so it's just a little bit coarse. It works a little bit quicker if you've got this. If not, an emery board like what I was using. I said I wasn't going to do this all today, but I've started now. And it doesn't all have to be scraped in the, you know, the same way. I'm just doing the edges. And there we are. So we've got, and then you would just wipe it down with a, and there you are, you've got that old looking kind of style. and I will do these ones. And what I sometimes what I do is I glue twine, you know, or string, and I'll do 2 or 3 lines, and then I'll cover it with tissue, glue it on, and then paint it. And then I would have to, you know, go over it if I did it on this one, and then I paint them gold. And then sometimes, and I can do it with that, is stamp on there and use gold embossing powder and make it look like a book that's been, well, make it look like a real book. I mean, it won't have a book name on because I don't have any book name stamps. It would be an advert kind of thing. But yeah, so I think we might do that. Anyway, hope you get something out of that. So we put our pages in, and we put our pockets in for bits and pieces, and I might make a little photo mat for that one. And then we started sanding the front down to make it look a little bit oldie worldy. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.